What up, Spam Fam? So, if you remember, about a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago, I put this on the community post, on the community tab, and asked, what's in the box? You put plenty of random things in there. A rather handsomely dressed octopus eating a cucumber sandwich with tea, reading a spicy romance novel. Someone put, create this book. The 50 artist collab, sadly no. And then someone put a gift, wink wink, because at the time, not knowing that that was being sent to me, I put this post up and but that wasn't it. This is the box. This is a very, very special little box. Or big box. do you want to see? Do you want to see what's in the box? It's exciting. It's oh, it's so exciting. Look in there. That's your little hint there, look. That's what you're getting. Nope. I'm gonna let you see. It is rubber ducks. 100 yellow rubber ducks. Isn't it beautiful? And oddly, they smell so good. I don't know why, but they do. Is this not the most beautiful sight in the world? So I'm going full duck here. I'm going to paint and decorate every single one of these. We've got 100. I haven't counted them, but I ordered 100. But who's going to be our first victim? The idea for this new series is to turn these ducks into my characters, like existing characters, and also create new ones. I'm so excited. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to pull this off, but I have 100 ducks that are going to be bugging me to do it, so I'm excited. I'm so excited. I hope you are too. I hope that you're going to love this series. And I want your involvement too. I want to know who you want me to turn into a duck next. Or if you want a character that you would like me to create using one of these ducks. I have a few to spare, so let me know in the comments. And we have a few ducks. And if you're too excited, if you see one in there that you like, point it out. But my plan is 5 at a time. It seems a manageable amount. Now, I'm aware that these are not the official rubber duck things. They're plastic ducks. But I could not, for the life of me, find a bundle of rubber ducks like this that wouldn't cost me like £1,000. So I had to go for the hooker ducks. But they are pretty close in look-wise. They're just plastic instead of rubber. But we're going to keep calling them rubber ducks because why not? So they do stand on their own. They're a little wobbly, but we're going to do a quick rubber duck roast in here. They're not the most fine-tuned things here. I can feel seams. So they're all gonna need sanding. But structure-wise, and they're weak-ish. So I can't go too heavy on adding accessories and all of that stuff. But they all have this weird little butt thing. Like, I have to sand all their butts. So I am going to sand them all and gesso them and all of that. And I will slice the seams off. We want it smooth. We want perfection. We don't want perfection. But I have my first 5 victims, and it feels right to do the core members into ducks first to lead the way. So I'm going to sand these bad boys down. I can't scoop them like that. I was trying to do something smart, but... Okay, here we go. I am adding clay to them. Now, I thought about this long and hard, and I was going to get modelling clay and all that stuff for this. But I figured there's not going to be that much difference. It's still going to, like, knock the weight off. So I'm going to have to counterweight these somehow. And my thinking is I'm just going to stick a coin on the bottom. And see if that works. So with these ducks, I'm not going to go overcomplicated as long as they resemble the character. She says that now, but things do get a bit complicated. I tried claying the coin on, as you can see, but it didn't quite work. So that's going to be later me's problem. If you can tell who these are, they kind of look like judges at this point. The whole time I was sculpting these, my brain was going, you look like a judge. You look like a judge. Of course, we've made twins here. I wonder who that could be. Of course, it's Spam and Pam. We're doing Spam, Pam, and I don't know which one this one was. Okay, this one's going to be Ace. And this one is going to be Ty. Now, I'm trying to leave the ears and that to dry for a bit before I attempt the tail. So I'm trying... It's not going to counterweight it, but I think it needed the tail. I noticed a little bit on their beak that was rough. I must have missed. So I struggled with Ace with his tail and his ears in the way. So I learnt my lesson this time and put the tail on first. And now I'm making Ty's ears. I did order some new clay as well. Clay that I've not used, and it claims to be lightweight clay. I don't know whether I believe it or not. But that one doesn't need any clay. Also, I thought. So they're to dry. And because they're so thin layers, it should dry quickly. Now, this guy, who doesn't want to be in frame. So this is going to be Cray, and I was like, what can I do with him, really? Because it's just going to be all white and look like it's not done. Then this is where I went, oh, the eyes. I need to take the indentations of the eyes off because it's going to bug me. I know it will. So I had to go back to the clay and just sort of smooth out his eyes. Because as we know, Cray does not have any features. It feels like the camera's wonky. Okay, cool. Right, where were we? Oh, they're all dry and they're gessoed and I have counterweighted them. Ta-da! Coins on the bottom works. I don't love it. If you have any suggestions, let me know. Should I just put duck feet on them? It seems against the rules because rubber ducks don't have feet, but they do all stand up. Ace. Oh, he's adorable. Oh, look at him. And you think he's the star of the show. Just look at him. Oh. I was a little worried about this, turning Cray, Ace and Ty into rubber ducks, but I think it might work. The problem that I have is these two, if I say pink hair, green t-shirt, you know it's spam. So I don't need the skin tone in there, so I'm chosen to keep the duck yellow. But with Ace and Ty, I was like, I could make the white part yellow, but I feel like it would just look weird. It wouldn't look like them. Does that make any sense? I don't know whether I should have a theme going through them and they all stay yellow. But yeah, I struggled to determine, so you're going to have to let me know or whether you think a good mix like this is good. Oh, instantly, as soon as I put this colour on, it's Ace. Gotta get this right. The nerves. So before I started this series, I took all my paint out, I cleaned the whole thing, scrubbed it clean, and put all these colours back in because I know I'm going to need yellow, I'm going to need black, I'm going to need grey, light grey, blues, greens, pinks, skin tone, orange for the beaks, and then I created the most perfect tie colour. So close. I'm so close to getting it right. So it's taken me like 3-4 years. He was a one-of-a-kind baby. So Ace is pretty much done at this point. And so's Ty, really. He needs a couple more coats. For some reason, that paint is a lot weaker. But he also has some details that I need to add, like his darker tail and like the ear in a bit. And Spam and Pam are cheesing me off. Because this green will not lay down. Like, no matter what I do. So that needs altering. That needs tweaking as to why it's doing it. Now, this is great. So I'm going to add some shading to him. Very minimal shading. And paint his beak. And he's pretty much done. I don't know what else to do with him. So I've moved on to Ace and his beak. Does that not look cute? I'm a little worried about the orange blending in with Ty's fur. That is a concern. But as you can see, it kind of blends in, so we need to fix that. Alright, give him one more coat. He's got to be perfect. The baby's got to be perfect. Oh. But those two are done now. They just need their eyes. These two are giving me some drip. Causing me some rubble. Pain in my bottoms they were being. Don't know why. Right. They're dry. I did this with Cray and I was like, okay, that's good. Then I thought, what if we put a rubber band on his face? Then I wrapped it around the beak and decided he looked like a swan. So I'm going to go back over that with white and redo that one. The black around the beak just made him look like a swan. See, this is me deciding whether he should be yellow. But especially Ty, I think it would look weird. Like, because he is tan and orange, that kind of colour, it will just blur into one. Adding the hair details now, we're so close to being finished. So close. That's it. No more details to be done. We are ready for the final reveal. This is it. This is a historic moment in Spam Creates channel. Our first 5 rubber ducks into the duck universe. Now, do I call it Duck Universe or Duckyverse? Unless you have a better name, by all means, let me know. But this is Cray. Starting with my least favourite. Not Cray, but just, well, out of these 5 he probably is, but... I decided to stick this rubber band on his face to make it look like the beak was, like, on. Just to give him something? Or do you think I should have just left him white with a little bit of shading? You gotta let me know. Did I make the mistake with the rubber band, or did I do it okay for a stick man? This is hard, this one. I couldn't decide who should be next. But Pam. Nothing wrong with her. At all. And here's Spam. I do think they're cute. For sure. And I'm not nitpicking here. I'm not. I love these two. And because they're twins, I thought they're together. But it feels right that these 5 characters were the ones to start this series off. And the coins don't stand out too much. Unless you look at the bottom. See, I thought about adding clay to the bottom, but it's an extra step in the process. Because then I have to flip them over and let it dry. I need a solution. Okay, now Ace. I gave him a little bit of white between his beak. But like I said, his eyes are different for this as well, because he's black and you wouldn't have seen his eyes in there. So I gave him some different eyes. This is special. And I put more white around his beak so that it wasn't lost. Put his white little feet. You can't see the corner on that one. Oh, I think he turned out brilliantly as a rubber duck. Like, I think he's awesome. But obviously the best is our baby. Our little baby boy. Look at him. Oh, come on. My little smushy mushy. Definitely pulls it off. I did put some white between his colour and the beak. Definitely sort of broke it up a little bit. I think I nailed that one. But it's like I say, it feels weird because they're white. But it would have felt weird if I had done skin tone for Spam and Pam. Especially with their butts exposed. That would have been rude. He's so cute. And that tail, I tell you, I nailed it. Like, you wouldn't have seen, but I sculpted that blind. Because I know the feel of his tail. My soul knows it. Like, I used to fall asleep holding, like, the end of his tail. He used to let me rub the hair on the end of his tail. But yeah, this is the problem. You can't see it. So, I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to do some little, what they call B-roll. I'm going to take them in the garden and show them off to you. But I want to know your thoughts. Are you excited for this series? I want to know who you want to see next, who are the next 5. I feel like I already know. Oh, Pam's just fallen off the desk. Oh. But I do have to tell you now, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait. So the next 5 have already been done and they're ready and the video's waiting for you. So whatever ones you suggest down below, they will be in episode 3. But I have a feeling I know who you're going to say. And it's a certain 3 people or 3 little mischievous little monkeys or another species. But whatever character you say, I will get to it. I promise. And also, I've got to go through and find all my characters now. But yeah, I know you can't see these guys right now, but I will give you some B-roll. So yeah, let me know what you think down below. I've been super excited and waiting to show you this series. If you liked it, please do hit that like button because YouTube will start pushing these videos. And if you haven't already, if you're new here, subscribe. This is a brand new series and you're not going to want to miss it. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in the garden for some B-roll. Bye! Come with me! Ace fell from there.